So the job market, man, is pretty interesting right now. There's a lot going on out there. You guys gotta stay prepared. Anything can happen. Anything can happen out there. You guys have your, your plan A's, have your plan B's, your plan C's, etc. Because it's getting crazy, man. People getting laid off out here, and just it was never like that, at a point in time. But things change. We don't have the best leadership, for this country. It's a lot of thieving and conniving people that are running the country. So with that being said, you're going to have a lot of economic issues. Every time you turn around, I'm sure you guys are hearing about, the Hormuz Straits, what we're doing, to those people, what those people are doing to us. And we just find ourselves in a fight that we never asked to be in. We've never asked to be in these fights. We've never asked to want to pay $6 to $7 a gallon for gas. We've never asked to pay $4,000 of rent. We've never asked to have bills upon bills upon bills. They just came about. You know what I'm saying? And in such a economic struggle right now, we don't need any more things added to the plate. Like I said, people don't even have, a few $100s, man. A few $100s in the savings account. And don't front. Don't say, oh, people don't have, a few $100s in the savings account. No, they don't. The numbers say that. The economic numbers say that. So there's no, there's no getting passing that. There's no, faking it till you making it. Shit like that. You're hurting. A lot of people are hurting in this market. I feel bad. Spirit Airlines, people lost their jobs. 17,000 people lost their jobs. It's crazy. Wondering how they're going to bounce back. Wondering how they're going to put food on the table now. Job interview after job interview after job interview to try to land something. It's a crazy, chaotic country, man. Something that my grandparents never seen. They've been through no struggles, don't get me wrong. They've been through shit more tougher than this, but on a monetary basis, it wasn't the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is crazy, man. Generation Z is dealing with the same thing. And I hear a lot of people talking about, AI this and AI that. All that shit is distractions to me. It's all distractions from the real problem. The real problem is the people that continuously put us in these situations, man. They continuously put us in these situations that we didn't ask to be in. Stealing, dishonest, war-driven. As you can see what's going on, it's, I can't be making this shit up. I don't even want to fucking drive. I don't even want to drive. Every time I get ready to get up in that car, boy, I know gas station gonna be calling my name. And I got a 4-cylinder vehicle. I can only imagine the people with the 8-cylinder. Boy, I know y'all be crying. I know y'all be crying. Tears, boy. Crazy, man. But yeah, man, this job economy, this job market is wild, man. You guys got to look out for yourself. Stay locked in, stay aware. Peace.
You know how fucked the job market is? My family member who has worked at this so-called fast food restaurant for the last 3 years has got $1 raise, gets no PTO, is never allowed to take time off, works Monday through Saturday. They're only closed on Sunday. You can put 2 and 2 together. They're supposedly so efficient, so nice, and the food tastes amazing. All of those are true. They treat their employees like shit. And you know what they do? They take advantage of people. As in, they hire people who can't legally get hired, can put 2 and 2 together. And then when that happens, they underpay them and overwork them. Okay? They also treat employees like my family that work there like shit. Okay? So, my family member, we're going to call him John. John was going out of town on Friday and Saturday. Now, he let his boss know, hey, I'm going to go out of town Friday and Saturday. And she said, no, you're not. He said, I'm giving you a month in advance. I am going out of town. I don't take off. I work 6 days a week. You're paying me $17 an hour. I'm going out of town. No PTO. So if he misses work, he doesn't get paid. They don't offer that. They don't offer benefits, anything like that. And so he goes out of town. And she doesn't schedule him for the entire next week as punishment. Now, this person has a car payment, insurance, gas, groceries, and food to pay for. How's that right? Huh? Because she's the owner of the store, she's allowed to take advantage of people. I get it. You have a business to run. You also have every kid in America working there because college is out. You are not understaffed at all. Okay? You were let know a month in advance. As an owner of a store, you're supposed to figure it out. So, if you work at a fast food restaurant, it is not that serious. It is not. Because they will replace you like that. But they expect you to work 70-hour weeks, 80-hour weeks with no raise, no benefits, and no time off. Think about that. That's just a fast food restaurant. Pathetic.
Woke up today with another job application rejection email. I don't even get it no more. I'm applying at entry-level roles. I have a degree. I have banking experience, but can't even get an entry-level job. At this point, I'm gonna just go ahead and join the military, you know. The Army Recruiting Forces is right over there. So I'm gonna go ahead, you know, enlist today because it's crazy now. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna keep on applying though and trying to network with people, but it is tough out here because I'm applying at entry-level roles and I can't even get an interview. It's crazy.
I would never understand how certain people in society can deem people as lazy in an economy that is set up for them to fail. That is literally set up for them to fail. Why do you think so many people are transitioning to van life? Why do you think so many people no longer want to be homeowners? Why do you think the homeless rate has tripled? But that's a whole nother video, because this economy is set up for people to fail. Gas prices are high as hell. Food is high. Food is not even lasting a whole week or 2 weeks. We're not going to even talk about vegetables. We're not even going to talk about fruit. Just to eat healthy is so more expensive than to eat unhealthy. Think about that. But yet, you can deem somebody lazy that's faithfully getting up every week, punching the clock for over 40 plus hours a week, and it's still not enough. We're not even going to talk about the job market and the pay rates are not matching the level of education or the level of experience. We're not even going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about how so many people are working multiple jobs just to hold their head above water. We're not even going to talk about how some people paychecks is gone even before it gets deposited into their account. We're not even going to talk about how many Americans overdraft just to keep their head above water. But that's a whole nother video and a whole nother story. Stop calling people lazy if you don't know their story.